Hello everyone, we are delighted you could join us today. We hope you are doing great. Today, we delve into an intriguing topic: Pakistan-occupied Kashmir versus India's Kashmir, the present situation. This is a subject that not only shapes the geopolitics of South Asia, but also impacts the lives of millions. Our aim? To offer a simplified, engaging, and comprehensive understanding of the past and the present of a region steeped in history, beauty, and conflict. We will navigate through the tumultuous journey of Kashmir, from the partition of India in 1947 to the recent riots and protests. To ensure you don't miss out on more enlightening content like this, do subscribe to our channel and share this video with others who might find it interesting. We promise you an enlightening journey through history and current affairs, so buckle up and stay tuned. To understand the present, we must journey back to the past. The conflict began during the partition of India in 1947. As we delve into the annals of history, we find that the genesis of the Kashmir conflict lies in the tumultuous period of the partition of India. The British rule was ending, and the subcontinent was being divided into two separate nations, India and Pakistan. But amid this seismic geopolitical shift, the fate of the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir hung in the balance. The region, though having a Muslim majority, was under the rule of a Hindu Maharaja, Hari Singh. A princely state with a unique blend of cultures and religions, Jammu and Kashmir found itself in a quandary. The Maharaja, desiring to maintain his state's independence, decided to keep Kashmir separate from both newly formed nations. However, this decision sparked a territorial dispute that continues to this day. India, Pakistan, and eventually China all staked their claims on this picturesque yet contested piece of land. India and Pakistan, in particular, claimed the entire region, with each nation believing that Kashmir was rightfully theirs. This disagreement over ownership led to a series of conflicts and wars, with each country trying to assert its control over the region. The landscape of Kashmir was divided and subdivided, with India currently controlling approximately 55% of the land area and 70% of the population, Pakistan controlling 30% of the land area, and China holding the remaining 15%. The choices made by the Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir and the subsequent territorial disputes have had far-reaching effects. These decisions didn't just carve up a region, they sowed the seeds of a conflict that has persisted for over 7 decades. The inception of the Kashmir conflict is not just a historical event, it is a narrative of choices and consequences, of territorial claims and disputes. It's a story that continues to unfold, shaping the lives of millions in the region and beyond. This historical backdrop sets the stage for the current situation in Kashmir. The territorial claims escalated into armed confrontations between the nations. This was not merely a war of words or a diplomatic tussle. The dispute over the verdant valleys and snow-capped mountains of Kashmir ignited 3 major wars and numerous skirmishes between India and Pakistan, painting the region with hues of conflict and unrest. The first war broke out immediately after the partition of India in 1947, when both newly formed nations laid claim to the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. The war ended in 1948 with a UN-mediated ceasefire, but it left the region divided and the issue unresolved. The second war erupted in 1965, sparked by an infiltration attempt by Pakistan known as Operation Gibraltar. It was a 17-day war that caused significant casualties on both sides and ended in a stalemate, with both countries agreeing to a UN-sponsored ceasefire. The third war, more commonly known as the Kargil War, took place in 1999. It was triggered by another infiltration attempt by Pakistan into the Indian-administered part of Kashmir. The war, lasting for more than 2 months, resulted in the restoration of the status quo, but it left an indelible mark on the relations between the two countries. In addition to these full-scale wars, the region has witnessed numerous other armed skirmishes and standoffs. The constant state of conflict has profoundly shaped the socio-political and economic landscape of the region. It has affected the lives of the people living there, leading to an armed insurgency in the Indian-administered Kashmir Valley with demands for self-determination. These wars and skirmishes have not only been about territorial claims, but have also been a test of national pride and identity for both countries. They have led to a significant strain on the bilateral relations between India and Pakistan, and the tension continues to cast its shadow over South Asia. The repercussions of these wars and skirmishes are still evident today. The region remains a hotbed of tension, a poignant reminder of a conflict that has been simmering for more than 7 decades. The echoes of the past wars still resonate in the valleys of Kashmir, shaping its present and influencing its future. Fast forward to the present day, and the conflict has taken a new shape. The echo of discontent has swelled into a roar in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, or POK, with recent riots and protests painting a vivid picture of the simmering unrest. On the streets, voices of dissent rise against alleged political suppression and human rights violations, a stark contrast to the relative calm observed in India's Kashmir. In POK, the governance is heavily influenced by Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan. This external control often leads to instances of political suppression, with local leaders alleging that their powers are significantly curtailed. On the other hand, in India's Kashmir, local governance plays a prominent role. Elections are held periodically, and local leaders have the authority to make decisions that directly impact the lives of the people. The human rights situation also presents a stark contrast. Reports of extrajudicial killings, torture, and enforced disappearances are not uncommon in POK. In contrast, while India's Kashmir has its share of challenges, the government has taken measures to address human rights concerns, including establishing mechanisms for reporting abuses and taking action against those responsible. Public sentiment too varies considerably. In POK, the people's demand for self-determination is often suppressed, leading to widespread discontent. In contrast, in India's Kashmir, there is a greater space for dialogue and negotiation, with the government often engaging with different sections of society to address their grievances. However, it's crucial to remember that both regions share a common history and culture, and the people, irrespective of the side of the border they live on, yearn for peace and normalcy. The present situation is a complex web of history, geopolitics, and the struggle for self-determination. As we navigate these troubled waters, we ask, what does the future hold for Kashmir? To consider this, we must look at potential solutions to this long-standing conflict and the pivotal role that international communities can play. There's a broad consensus among experts that the key to resolution lies in dialogue, and not just between India and Pakistan. The voices of the Kashmiri people, who have been at the heart of this conflict, need to be heard and respected. Their aspirations and grievances should form the cornerstone of any negotiation process. Some propose the idea of a plebiscite, a direct vote by all the people of a region to determine their own political status. It's an idea that has been suggested in the past but has faced numerous challenges. However, if implemented with transparency and fairness, it could pave the way for a peaceful resolution. There is also the possibility of a third-party mediation. The United Nations, for instance, could play a crucial role in facilitating a dialogue between the opposing parties. However, this requires willingness and commitment from all sides to engage in meaningful discussions. Many experts believe that a softening of borders could be a viable solution, promoting cross-border trade, tourism, and cultural exchange. This would not only stimulate economic growth, but also foster a sense of shared identity and mutual understanding among the people of the region. Yet, the road to peace is not a straightforward one. Any solution must navigate a complex web of historical, political, and socio-cultural factors. It requires a delicate balance of interests, not just of India and Pakistan, but also of the Kashmiri people who have borne the brunt of this conflict. As we gaze into the crystal ball, we see a future that is not yet written, a future that holds the potential for peace, prosperity, and harmony. But this future can only be realized if we, as a global community, commit to understanding, dialogue, and mutual respect. The future of Kashmir is uncertain, but the hope for peace and resolution remains. We have traveled through time, discussing the past, present, and possible future of Kashmir. We delved into the roots of the conflict, born from the partition of India in 1947, and traced its path through wars, skirmishes, and the ongoing insurgency. We've explored the present state of affairs in both Pakistan-occupied and India's Kashmir, highlighting their distinct realities. We've seen how history shapes the present, how the echoes of partition still reverberate in the region's current unrest, and how understanding the past is crucial to comprehending the present. We've also touched upon the recent riots and protests, the human rights abuses, and the strife of displaced Kashmiri Hindus, painting a comprehensive picture of the situation in Kashmir today. We've considered the future prospects, reflecting on the hopes and challenges that lie ahead. The Kashmir issue is complex, filled with layers of history, politics, and emotion, and we hope this video has shed some light on it. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We appreciate your time and look forward to bringing you more enlightening content. Until then, stay safe and take care.